Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Aiman bin Zakaria. My metric number is 2021204698. In this fieldwork, I will explain about the objective of leveling and contouring.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Azwan bin Ghazali. My metric number 2021819886. In this fieldwork, I will explain about instrument that we use in leveling and contouring.
My name is Adam Danish Mukri bin Yana Zamri. My metric number is 2021827954. In this fieldwork, I will explain about the methodology of leveling.
My name is Khalida binti Khairuddin and my metric number is 2021849058. In this fieldwork, I will explain about result and analysis of leveling and contouring.
My name is Wan Isna Shahaza binti Wan Usawuddin. My metric number is 20214600028. In this fieldwork, I will explain about plotting of leveling and contouring.
For the task information, this assignment allocates us to perform leveling and contouring activities practically and provide information about leveling and contouring. To complete the task, we use the information that given by our lecturer and some videos from YouTube as a reference. In this fieldwork, we find some objectives that we need to achieve. First, to improve student skill and knowledge. During this practical task, students gain a new knowledge such as know how to do a leveling and know how to cooperate in completing tasks. Students also improve their communication and soft skill. Next, to give students a true picture of employed in the industry. During this practical task, students use leveling methods such as reconnaissance, station marking, observation and measurement, booking and observation checking, plotting to complete the task. By this practical task, students know how to do a leveling and contouring and know how to conduct the project. Lastly, to give students a deeper experience and understand about leveling and contouring. Result of this practical task, students became more understand and expert about the lesson. Students became know how to calculate the data, how to do arithmetic check, and how to create a contour table.
To do a leveling and contouring, we use these 8 items. First of all, we use staff. Staff to determine the difference in height between point or height of point above a vertical datum. Next, bubble staff. The staff bubble is an attachment for the leveling staff. It has to ensure that the bubble is in the center of the black circle, which makes sure that the leveling staff is vertical, not tilted. Next, auto level. Auto level to establish the relative height level of object or mark used in conjunction with a leveling. Next is a tripod. Tripod to stabilize automatic level at the center of tripod, used to support and wind any one of a number of surveying instruments such as automatic level. Next, leveling form. It is employed to knock down a level of ground after we finish our leveling. Next, hammer. A hammer is employed to drive the pick into the ground. Next, measuring tape. It used to measure the space on the ground between back side and force side. Wooden pick. A short pin or bolt type structure made of wood which is tapered at its one end to secure it within the desired point or station. The last one is red spray. The red spray to spray the wooden pick on the top after finish our leveling.
Methodology. Firstly, we will take a look about the field operations. Reconnaissance survey. We need to study the place environment. This to confirm the site location and station suitable to the surrounding behavior. Next, we make sure the benchmark area is comfortable enough when at the site during the required task. We chose the quiet place far from people walkway, car route, parking spot and others. We also prefer to do the task under the tree to protect ourselves from sunlight, so that can make us comfortable along the time complete the task. Then, station marking. We mark the station before start the measurement. We require to mark 16 stations or more, depends the site situation. The distance between one another must 5 meters times 5 meters. We prefer using the measuring tape to get the accurate result. After we satisfied with the result, we mark the place at the site. This is to make sure the measure did not wrong and will easier the process of observation and measurement. After that, observation and measurement. First of all, before we start our procedure of observation and measurement, we look for a benchmark in that site. This is because the measurement must start with the benchmark that verified by JUPAM. At the UITM, the reduced level of every benchmark had listed to help students with the process of the measurement. The first member put the stuff on the benchmark. He need to make sure the bubble stuff that attached stay in the middle. Next, the fourth member hold the stuff at four side. The second and third member install the auto level and tripod at the middle between backside and foreside. Second and third member will read the first stuff as backside using auto level. Then they read second stuff as a foreside. After the measure has been taken, the fifth member note down the data of backside and foreside for the first checkpoint. Then the first stuff that on backside will move to the other station and be a new foreside. The second stuff are not moved. Second and third member will move to the middle between both stuff and do a measurement using auto level. The foreside on the first checkpoint be a backside for the second checkpoint. It is because the first stuff moved to foreside of the second checkpoint and the second stuff stay at the same position. Next, the fifth member note down the data of backside and foreside at the second checkpoint. Repeat the step until reach the benchmark. The distance between backside and foreside must not be too far to avoid the collimation error case. After that, we will take a look about the office operation, booking and observation checking. After we collect the data from field operation, we do a office operation. Using that data, we do an arithmetic check using method rise, fall, and HOC to find adjusted RL. In this observation checking, we also do a contour table and calculate all the data to making a contour plan. Then, plotting. After we observation checking, we draw the contour line using arithmetic and interpolate with suitable scale, and each grid line's distance is 5 meters apart. To complete the task, our group plotted the plan manually and do not use any digital plotting software.
I'm going to continue with how we calculate all the data in leveling data table. With the data given, we need to find rise or fall first. So how to find rise and fall is to subtract backside with foreside. For example, the first backside 1.335 subtract with second foreside 3.664, we got the answer 2.329. To define either it is rise or fall is if the answer that we got is in negative, it's fall. If the answer that we got in positive, so it's rise. We will use the answer that we got just now to find reduced level. If the answer that we got is fall, then we must subtract it. If the answer is rise, then we must add it. So the first RL is 26, so we must subtract it with 2.329 since we got the first answer just now is fall. Then we got the answer 23.671. So the 23.671 we will subtract with the next answer 0.080. Then we will get the answer which is 23.591. Before we go for the correction, we will find the total and the difference between the total. So the total of backside is 17.070. We will subtract it with the total of foreside which is 17.059. Then we got the answer 0.011. Then we go for the difference between the total of rise and fall. So the total of rise is 2.924 subtract with the total of fall 2.913, we got the same answer 0.011. Then we will find the difference between the first RL, which is 26, with the last RL that we got, which is 26.011. We got the answer 0.011. So we will use the answer of the difference to find correction. So to find the correction, we need to multiply the station number and the difference that we got just now, which is 0.011. Divide it with the numbers of 4 sides, which is 11. So for example, the station number is 1, then we will multiply it with 0.011 and divide it with 11, then we got the answer 0.001. Then the station number is 2, then we will multiply it with 0.011 and divide it with 11, then we got the answer 0.002. Then it goes like this to the last station. After we got the correction, we will find the adjusted RL. So how to find adjusted RL is to subtract RL with the correction. So we go for the second RL, 23.671, subtract with the correction 0.001. We got the answer 23.670. After we have find all of the adjusted RL, we will find the HOC. So how to find HOC is we must add RL with backside. For example, the first RL 26 plus with first backside 1.335, then we got the answer for HOC, which is 27.335. After we have find the answer of HOC, we have done the first table, which is the leveling data table. So we'll continue with the second table, which is contour data table. Next, I will present how my team calculate the contour data table. Just like leveling data table, we first need to calculate rise and fall. But for this contour data table, we don't have 4 sides, but we do have intermediate side and only first backside. So to find rise and fall, the backside 1.808 subtract with intermediate side 0.399, and we got the answer 1.409 in positive. So we put the answer in rise. For the next, we don't have backside anymore, so we take second intermediate side 0.399 subtract with the next intermediate side 0.988. The answer is 0.589 in negative, so we put it in fall. Just repeat the same thing, but for the last one, we do have 4 sides. So we subtract intermediate side with 4 sides, and we got the answer. The next thing to calculate in this data table is RL point. How do we calculate is the first RL point add or subtract with the rise and fall. If it's rise, then we're gonna add it with RL point, but if it's fall, then we're gonna subtract it. So in this data table, the first RL point is 23.692. Then we look at the answer that we got just now. It's rise, so we add it with 1.409, and the answer is 25.101. 25.101 subtract with 0.589. Since it's fall, so we subtract it and we got the answer 24.512. Repeat the same thing until we got the last RL point. So that's it for contouring data table.
The first step that we do to plot a contour plan, we create a simple sketch of contour plan on A4. It is to help us when doing a arithmetic check. When we do arithmetic check, we can just refer to the sketch for information that we need. The sketch also gives us a image of the final result of contour plan.
Step 2 is arithmetic calculation. To do contour plan is we have to do arithmetic calculations. From this point, I will show how to do the calculations. For instance, I will show the calculations for line 1A to 2A. Firstly, we need to see the reduced level point, which is height and which is low. We take the height point and subtract with the low point, and the answer that we get is 0.589. And this is the part of example for arithmetic calculations. The reason why we have to write number 5 here is because the number 5 is a value on the ground, and then this is the reduced level which we refer to from contour table, and this is the low point between 1A and 2A, and between these points, and then divide by what we subtract earlier, which is this is the result, and we need to write here. And press the calculator, and here the answer that we got for this point is 0.747 meter. And then done, and this is the answer for the 24.600 meter contour. For second point, third and fourth, we have to do same like number 1. We write 0.589 here, and this is the answer for second point, which is 2.440 meter. For third point is 4.140 meter. For point number 4 is 4.745 meter. And then done. This is all the answer for arithmetic calculation. For the next point as well, we have to do the same way, just like this calculations. For step 3, to do contour plane plotting, we have to calculate the scale. The scale that we use is 1/17. And this is the reduced level point. And this is the answer for arithmetic calculations check. And all the answer for this arithmetic calculation check are in meter. We have to convert from meter to centimeter. This is the answer which we have converted to cm, and then all of the answer need to calculate with scale 1/17 and divide each at the answers by 17. And we get the answer for RL point 24.6 is 1.5 cm, and the second point is 4.88 cm, 8.28 cm, and lastly 10.00 cm. Lastly 10.00 cm on map. So for scale 5N on ground, 00 cm on map. So for scale 5N on ground equal 10 cm on map.
So this is how we plot the contour plane. First, we draw a grid measuring 7.100 cm. This measure we get from the scale calculation result. So now we can see the value of the distance on the ground is 5.00 meter and the value on map is 7.100 centimeter. Next, we put the value of reduced level point, refer to console table. After we put the value of reduced level point, we plot a console plan using the data that we get from our arithmetic and scale calculation. To make it easier, we create a data table of distance on ground and distance on map. It helps us to plot easily by refer the table. After we plot all the contour plan, we draw a contour line. After we draw a contour line and connect all the same value, we erase the value that we wrote and we write it back to make it neat.